Magical store. At the edge of a small village stood a strange shop called the Magical Store. Its door was always open, and whenever a child felt sad or was looking for something special, they would unknowingly find their way to this shop. Inside, the scene was colorful and enchanting. The walls were decorated with shimmering fairies and fragrant flowers, and sparkling stars twinkled everywhere. On every shelf were different magical items. One shelf held glowing bulbs that lit up by themselves at night, and another shelf had tiny magical trees with golden leaves. The owner of the store, a lovely old woman who always smiled, was called Aunt Mira. Aunt Mira knew everything about children and understood their heart's desires. One day, a little boy named Ali entered the store. He was a bit upset because his favorite toy had gone missing. "Aunt Mira, can you bring my toy back?" Ali asked. Aunt Mira smiled and said, "My dear child, we ask for magical things from our hearts, but sometimes things return to us on their own." Then she handed Ali a small, magical, snowy rose. "Keep this in your pocket, and whenever you miss your toy, touch it, and you'll find it again." Ali put the rose in his pocket and went back home. A little while later, as he was playing, he suddenly noticed his toy hidden under his bed, just where someone had tucked it away. The magic of Aunt Mira's store always stayed in the hearts of the children. There, they found magical things that not only helped in tough times, but also brought them happiness and peace. The magical store was always open, and the children who visited it always left with joy and delight, carrying magical memories in their hearts forever. A few weeks passed, and word of the magical store began to spread. More and more children found themselves wandering into the cozy shop, each with their own wish or worry. Some came for toys that could talk, while others hoped to find a friendship bracelet that would never break. One bright, sunny afternoon, a young girl named Sarah entered the store. She was looking down, her shoulders heavy with sadness. She had just moved to the village and didn't know anyone. She missed her old friends and felt lonely. Aunt Mira noticed her right away. "Come, dear, tell me what's on your mind," she said gently, her voice as warm as a soft blanket. Sarah hesitated for a moment, but then opened her heart. I miss my old friends. I don't know anyone here, and I feel so alone." Aunt Mira smiled kindly and led Sarah to a shelf filled with sparkling, colorful stones. She picked up a blue stone that shimmered like the sky at dusk. "This stone is called a friendship gem," Aunt Mira explained. "Hold it close, and whenever you feel lonely, it will help you find new friends. It works because deep down, you are never truly alone. There is always someone meant to walk into your life when you need them." Sarah took the gem in her hand, feeling its warmth. She thanked Aunt Mira and left the store with a lighter heart. The next day, as Sarah sat under a tree at her new school, she noticed a group of children playing nearby. They were laughing and talking, and one of them waved at her. The girl, named Emma, invited Sarah to join them. As the day passed, Sarah found herself laughing and making new friends, just like Aunt Mira had promised. Days turned into weeks, and the children of the village continued to visit the magical store whenever they needed something special. Some came for tiny creatures that could whisper secrets of the world, while others sought enchanted books that could take them to magical places with just one page. The store became a safe haven, a place of wonder and joy for children, where every wish could come true with a touch of magic. Aunt Mira, with her gentle smile and knowing eyes, was always there to guide them, reminding them that the real magic was not just in the things they found, but in the kindness and love they shared with one another. And so, the magical store remained a place where not only objects were magical, but hearts too. Time passed, and the magical store continued to draw more and more children. The village children began to see the shop as a place where their deepest wishes could come true, and where, no matter what the problem, a little bit of magic could always help. One chilly morning, a new child entered the store. His name was Samir. He was very shy and quiet, never talking to anyone. His heart was filled with fear and insecurity. Samir hadn't made any friends at school and felt like he would never be able to connect with anyone. Aunt Mira saw him and immediately recognized the hidden fear in his eyes. She approached him gently, saying, "Samir, what's on your mind? Tell me, I can help you."
Samir spoke softly. "Aunt, I feel like I'll never make friends. Everyone sees me as a stranger and I always feel alone." Aunt Mira smiled kindly and handed Samir a magical squirrel toy. "This squirrel will be your companion in friendship. Keep it with you, and whenever you feel lonely, it will lead you to someone who will become your true friend."
Samir took the squirrel and placed it in his bag. He went home, unaware of how his life would soon change. A few days later, Samir sat alone in his classroom. Suddenly, the squirrel toy began to glow softly. Samir pulled it out and noticed that it seemed to be guiding him to a corner of the room where a group of children were chatting and laughing together. Gathering a bit of courage, Samir walked over to them. The children noticed him and smiled, inviting him into their conversation. For the first time, Samir felt like he wasn't alone. He laughed with them, shared his story, and made new friends. Samir's confidence grew, and gradually,
He started making friends with other children. He no longer felt afraid or insecure. His life was filled with happiness and the joy of friendship. The magical store continued to help many more children. Some found magical books that gave them the courage they needed, while others received enchanted stones that helped them face challenges. For some, the store provided the exact thing they needed to conquer their fears and move forward with confidence. As time went by, the magical store became the most beloved place in the village. Children came not just for solutions to their problems, but also to find joy and hope. Every child had their own unique story, and Aunt Mira was always there to guide them, like a gentle mentor who showed them the way to their hearts. In the end, the magical store was no longer just a store. It became a place where every heart could find peace, love, and friendship. Aunt Mira's smile never faded, and in her heart, there was a special place for every child. She knew that the real magic didn't lie in the things the children found, but in the love and kindness they shared with one another.
please like, share, and subscribe